Hey everybody, let me share with you a story and a memory and a feeling and an experience. Um, it's Thanksgiving back in the States. Yesterday was Thanksgiving here in Japan. No, not in Japan, but you know what I mean. For us expats, us American expats here, we were exchanging tweets and Facebook comments yesterday, wishing one another Thanksgiving, a nice Thanksgiving. But in the States, it's happening today, and there's a similar type of thing going on in the Facebook space with my family and friends. And I saw an exchange going on where a photo was posted by my brother of my father, and around Thanksgiving years and years ago. And our stepmother Sandy made a comment that really brought a warm feeling, and also caused me to reflect on the state of things now in my own life. So if you don't mind, indulge me for just a second. Let me share with you the comment from Sandy, and then I'll build from there. She said, you remember, this is a photo of my dad around Thanksgiving years, 20 plus years ago. He says, we sure do, Sandy says, we sure do miss him, huh? It seems like yesterday that I took that picture. I remember one Thanksgiving at my house, and your dad said I was too stressed out and he would do the dinner next year. Now, Sandy had a reputation for making extremely beautiful, extraordinary holiday meals, the traditional type with the big giant table, all the fancy china, all the appropriate forks and plates, and beautiful spread of food. I mean, really, really great. Some of the best meals I've ever had were in the experiences with at Sandy's house for holidays. And he said, but Dad said that I was too stressed out and that he would do the dinner next year. And sure enough, he did. He had, now remember the contrast, Sandy with all the china and all the fine linens and everything. So Dad said he had paper plates, paper napkins, paper cups, a big paper tablecloth, and when it was all done, your dad took one end of the tablecloth and rolled up everything and threw the whole thing in the trash. Cleanup was done in a matter of just a couple of minutes. Sandy says, I loved it. I have never used china again, and for any occasion, I gave it all to my daughter. And then it goes on from there, just more family stuff. But the reason I'm bringing that up is that it's just such a fond memory. I remember that character, that quality of my dad, which really came into being in the last 10 years of his life, where he just kind of mellowed out. He was a very intense man for most of his life, into his mid-40s, and then just mellowed out, and things just didn't really. He didn't expend the extra CPUs on the cycles on too much, and stressing or worrying about too much, although he had his concerns. Now, I've told the story in past videos about Christmas with Grizzly, how he would just to buy a box of Christmas lights and put the whole box in there, not even take the lights out, plug it in, and you'd come home and see the lights flashing in the box. Or he'd unplug the Christmas tree with all the ornaments, walk it out to the street, and just put it on the street to be disposed of. He didn't spend time on the superfluous stuff. Now, some might think that that's taking away the spirit of things. And to me, at my age, at that time, I was just coming into adulthood at that time. And I was getting I was getting a lesson. My childhood years were done, so all the time with all the details had already happened. I was getting an exposure to a different way of doing things, a way of relaxing a little bit, of walking around with in the shirt with the shirt undone, in shorts and flip flops, and lingering while the sun went down, and spending time with friends and not worrying too much about the clock. Now, it wasn't that my dad was a man of leisure or anything like that, but he made leisure out of what he could find, and he was gone in a heartbeat after that. And I can now appreciate that as I am now his age, that when that was happening, all of these changes were happening in his life. This mellowing out, this calming down, this really beginning to adhere to the principles of DBAD, really began to occur in his late 40s, and I'm almost 48 now. And it's such a interesting experience for me to begin to feel it now, to experience the same type of to understand the antecedent that led up to that, because I think that my dad experienced some pretty difficult years, and he was pretty worn down and beat up in many ways by life, and I'm not saying that same things happen to me, but I'm worn out. I'm pretty much spent. There's not a lot, and I'm not complaining. It's just the fact. I burned both ends, and it's starting to catch up with me. And I can now feel, maybe as I feel the chill, I can see Fujisan over there with the first winter's frost on it. I can feel that frost, more and more in my own life as the time is winding down, and the desire to relax more, to stress less, to learn to live more like Mully. Working with Mully for the last 3 years has been a great experience for me. It's taught me to relax, to take life a little less seriously, and to begin to linger longer while the light still remains. So a little story there of my father. Thank you, Sandy, for posting that on Facebook. It really means a lot to me to bring that memory back and that photo, and also to share with you how my own life is beginning to experience the same passage and change. Goes the Shinkansen. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody, all my fellow Americans. Take care. Bye bye.